Hey everyone, how's it going? Aaron Rift here from NoDQ.com. Welcome to the Hell in a Cell predictions video. I am being joined by the NoDQ panel. First we have good old JM, Jeff Meacham, as well as the self-proclaimed greatest wrestling columnist in the history of the galaxy, Mr.
We've already
Virtue's
established
Rage.
He's the greatest. There's no self-proclaimed. We've given him the title, Aaron. What are you new?
Well, I have to not be playing favorites here.
We're not playing favorites. It's determined. We already decided this.
I need to be fair.
It's good to be here. Hush, Jeff. It's good to be here. Thank you.
It's good to have you guys on. And we are also being joined tonight by the reigning wrestling trivia champion, Greg Cherry, the PA sensation. How's it going, champ?
Not too bad. Speaking of titles, I mean, you got the champ right here. Yeah, I know It's probably still stings Jeff a little bit.
Just remember, Greg, October has come.
Yeah, but if you do beat me, if you manage to do it, you're not going to do it by 9 points.
Probably not. But that's okay.
We'll see what happens.
Wow.
That's coming up this weekend. But for now, we have Hell in a Cell, which is actually also coming up this weekend. I'm looking forward to the trivia match more.
It's a busy weekend.
You know what else I'm looking forward to more than Hell in a Cell?
Well, you know what? If you're going to say what you're going to say, make sure you say spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Skip ahead 1 minute if you do not want to be spoiled. Here we go. War Games is back.
Yeah.
NXT TakeOver Houston. I'm looking forward to War Games more than Hell in a Cell. I mean, I'm looking forward to Hell in a Cell, but I just haven't really been a fan of the recent Smackdown shows. I'm sure the pay-per-view will be good, but I had so much hype in No Mercy and so much high expectations for that show. I was left disappointed when it was over. So I'm hoping that's not the case for this show.
Well, the problem with War Games is that it's going to be 3 teams, which is very unusual. Last time we had 3 teams in War Games, it was a complete cluster.
WCW 98, that one
with
the 2 NWO teams and then the Warriors team. Yeah, that was a bit of a train wreck.
It was very much a train wreck. So
that'll be fun.
Yeah, hopefully.
Anyways, let's go ahead and
no more
run down
trapdoors.
these matches. Let's run down the matches for Hell in a Cell. We actually have a full card for once. This is like the first time in forever that we
To be fair, we're taping on Wednesday. That's why.
They actually announced it on Smackdown. I mean, this is like a first. The first time, I think, in 2017, they actually announced the kickoff match on Smackdown. I was flabbergasted. I was like, whoa. But anyways, yeah, we actually have a kickoff match here, signed, sealed, and delivered for Hell in a Cell. Hopefully delivered. It should be delivered when you have the teams involved here. Well, at least one of the teams. We have Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin facing the Hype Brothers, Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder. Yeah, they're the Hype Brothers. Until Zack Ryder unblocks me on Twitter, they're the Hype Brothers. Anyways, I really do not care about the Hype Brothers. I think that Gable and Benjamin should get the win here. I'm guessing Hype Brothers will break up. Whatever. Who cares? Jeff, what do you think about this match?
I think Zack Ryder's not going to give a shit about blocking it now. Jesus. I personally think that the Hype Bros are on their way to break up. And I think they need to really get Gable and Benjamin some steam. Either they do break up, like I think they're going to break up pretty soon. They need to get steam under that team, and they're edging more toward a Hype Bros breakup anyway. So I agree with whoever's saying that the Hype Bros are going to lose. And Greg, what do you think?
I agree. I know that's kind of commonplace for some of the panels. There's a lot of agreeing, but I think Zack Ryder needs that heel turn because he's probably going to be the one to go heel. I don't think anybody will buy Mojo as the heel because they're pushing him as this crazy babyface who's friends with a cheater, Rob Gronkowski. Woohoo! But Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, fantastic team. I hope they do well. Whether they're the new American Alpha, or the new world's greatest tag team, or the world's greatest Alpha, who knows? But I know, terrible. But
all right.
I'm looking forward to seeing Gable and Benjamin pick up some steam and maybe get a tag team title shot after this pay-per-view.
Would be nice.
Birch?
Yeah, there's nothing to say here. Shelty B and Gable will win. And quite honestly, I'm more excited for the Fashion Files that we've been put on delay. Like, what is this? Why are they delaying that for a big event?
Because they want us to watch.
Yeah, whatever.
They want us to spend our $10 on the network and sit down for however long the Fashion File segment is and make sure we watch it instead of, fast forwarding through it on commercial.
It would be nice if they let those guys wrestle,
Yeah, that too,
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much over them, honestly.
I swear one of them's hurt or something. Like, one of them's hurt. We don't know.
Aaron, you get over things in like a week. So, yeah, I'm still – they haven't had him on TV enough for me to get over them.
What's out of sight, out of mind. When you have momentum and then you're off television for a long time, it causes you to lose your steam.
Well, I think the problem is they had a hot commodity in Breeze and Fandango. Then they took them off TV for how long, and they blew it. So,
anyways, maybe that'll get delayed again. I'm pretty sure this has been a running theme here where the Fashion Files gets delayed. It's coming back a week. It's like a running joke now, it seems.
But we saw how well it went with even Marie's debut. Okay, so
exactly.
Not to mention Emelina.
Yeah, exactly. Emelina was the worst one.
Yeah, are we all
Brodus Clay.
Brodus Clay, yes.
Are we all going with Gable and Benjamin?
Yes, I believe so.
It is unanimous, which means the Hype Brothers will end up winning. That's
you got to put that little graphic up like you did last time, Aaron, with everybody's.
That is the plan here. I already have a list here that I'm making of all the predictions. And remember, what you guys say on the video is final. No,
that's why I was glad he made the graphic, because I didn't remember that.
That's the Jeff Meacham rule. Jeff did that once where he changed his prediction the day of the show.
Jeff Meacham has his own rule, just like Shawn Michaels, baby.
Yeah.
But not his own title.
Oh. Not for long.
Ooh. Well, we'll see. Anyways, let's move on here to the main card. First up, we have Randy Orton versus Rusev. Now, at SummerSlam, we had Orton beat Rusev in a ridiculously short amount of time. And then we had Rusev beat Orton on SmackDown thanks to outside interference.
In 9 seconds.
Yeah, now we have the rubber match. And again, I really don't care about this match that much. I don't care about Rusev at this point. I think his character has been completely destroyed. And Orton just hasn't really had a very good 2007 despite being the WWE champion.
17. What is up with you in this year?
Why do I keep saying I want to go back into the past? That's why. I have fond memories of 2007. I'm like Bram. Bram was obsessed with 2006. I'm obsessed with 2007.
Other than Talk Wrestling's debut, what the hell was good in wrestling 10 years ago? Really? I mean, come on.
WrestleMania 23 was pretty good.
Not really.
Batista, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, John Cena.
Those are two good matches on what was pretty much a forgettable card.
Except that was like a 4-hour show instead of a 7-hour show. So that is a pretty sizable.
This is also true.
And you had the Battle of the Billionaires, too.
Yeah,
I know Trump took the worst stunner in history.
The worst stunner in history so far.
We also had a good Royal Rumble. But anyways, we're getting off track here. Let's get back to the pay-per-view.
2017,
unfortunately, back to reality. I am going with Randy Orton. I'll go first here. I think Orton's going to win and move on to hopefully something better. I think Orton needs to turn heel. He's once again said publicly he wants to go back to being a heel. He doesn't like being a face. So I say change it. And I think the dog agrees with me. But Virtue, what do you think?
she does, yes.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to be different here. I'm going Rusev because,
son of a bitch.
Probably not, but I'm going to pick him because if he loses again, he is wasted. What's he going to do? Come out as, Sister Abigail? So, the way I'm looking at it is, we talked about this before. He came out once in a tank at WrestleMania. Now he's who he is today. But he's got to win this match. He's got to beat Orton, even if it's got to be dirty. But Rusev goes over. Jeff?
I actually agree, believe it or not. I think Rusev needs this win. For some reason, like Randy's at the point of his career where turning heel, turning face, it really doesn't matter. It matters to him. It doesn't matter to any of us. Rusev needs to pick up some more steam. And he came back. He got that big win on SmackDown in 9 seconds thanks to shenanigans. He needs a solid, definitive victory over Randy Orton. And if they don't, which I think they will, then he's, like you said, Virtue, he's dead and buried in the water. Greg, do you agree?
See, I was going to go Rusev because I wanted to be the one that's different, but since you guys went with that, and because it's WWE booking, I'm going with Randy Orton.
Yes!
Yeah, all right.
RKO out of somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, so we're 2-2, right on. All right, that's enough about that match. Let's move on here to Dolph Ziggler versus Bobby Roode. So over the past few weeks, we've had Ziggler coming out doing his impressions. He came out dressed up like
Everybody.
Shawn Michaels, Triple H, everybody but CM Punk. The fans were chanting for CM Punk, but alas, we did not get that. And then finally, Bobby Roode came out. The match was set up. Ziggler said Roode is nothing but an entrance, and that's the build for this match. It feels like a repeat of Ziggler versus Nakamura. So it looks like Ziggler's going to be the guy to put over all the new NXT stars in their debut pay-per-view matches. Jeff, let's start with you. Your prediction for this one.
Well, we start with Greg. Greg didn't go first yet, so.
Okay, Greg, you're in the hot seat.
Okay, I want to see. This is my opinion. I thought Charlie Haas did better impressions than Dolph Ziggler. Just
True
my
story.
opinion.
Except for Naomi.
Even that.
I just don't think Ziggler cares, you know?
He doesn't.
He might.
He doesn't.
He might not.
He does a good Colonel Sanders impression.
Greg, please save the show. Please, Greg, save it, please.
I'm picking Bobby Roode. I mean, I don't think there's really any debate on this one. Bobby Roode's he's going to win this one. He's probably going to win his next couple pay-per-views and maybe be in line for United States or maybe even WWE Championship shot down the road. Virtue, we'll go to.
You know, I'm one of those that really never picks against Bobby Roode. So by default, of course, in this obvious situation, Roode. You know, it would be cool, but it won't happen because it'll be taking away from his entrance. I think Ziggler, as the heel, comes out first with the glorious entrance. But they won't do that because it'll take away from Bobby's glorious entrance.
I like
but
that.
That's what I think.
No, you know what, Virtue? I was actually thinking the same thing. Like Ziggler comes out with the big moment. He's wearing the robe back. He's facing back where it turns around and it's him. The people will eat that shit up.
They'll think
brilliant.
It's Roode first. Yeah.
Exactly. But then honestly, I would have Bobby just come out and just beat the crap out of him for doing it.
Nice.
You guys just booked it.
Roode's going to win. Virtue's in my booking. Let's just go with that. I agree with that.
That is brilliant. I mean, that's exactly what they should do. Have Ziggler come out, and then as Ziggler's coming to the ring, that's when Roode just runs out and jumps him, and that gets the match going. Perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect. Yep. I go with Roode also. So
there we go.
We're unanimously going with Roode, and I don't think we'll be wrong on this one. I would be surprised if Ziggler won. I would be very surprised, actually, if Ziggler.
So would I. At this point of Bobby Roode's WWE career, I'd be very surprised.
Exactly. Next up, we have the United States Championship, AJ Styles defending against Baron Corbin. So the interesting thing that I saw on SmackDown was Baron Corbin losing to Ty Dillinger, and then you had AJ Styles on the Titantron bring up how Corbin lost to Cena at SummerSlam, and then Corbin failed to cash in Money in the Bank, and then he lost to Ty Dillinger. So Corbin's been made to look really weak right now, which is weird. You would think that the champion would have a solid challenger, and the challenger would be built up stronger. But no, Baron Corbin has been booked very poorly, which I find really interesting. Makes me think we're going to get a title change. But Jeff, we'll start with you. Your thoughts.
You took the words right out of my proverbial brain, if you will. I think that they're booking him so poorly to make us think it's not going to happen. And it is going to happen. We're going to see a U.S. champion Sunday.
All right. Birch?
Yeah, I think if Corbin doesn't win, he's buried. But I already went with Rusev earlier, so I'm going to go with AJ because I just don't think WWE is going to keep. I don't know, something with Corbin and the heat. I don't know if it's the concussion stuff where he spoke up against that doctor and he pissed a lot of guys off in the back. But I think that this Corbin downfall is going to continue, and AJ will still remain U.S. champion. And let's face it, not that the AJ is awesome. We know that. But, they got to keep belts on people. Well, then, never mind because they've been keeping it on Jinder Mahal. So I guess I'm on with that. Yeah, but AJ is going to win. Forearm. He's going to win that way with the forearm.
All right.
Greg.
And I'm actually going to go with AJ also.
Whoa.
And it pains me to say it because I really do enjoy Corbin. And he still has my favorite finisher in the game. But I don't know. I see the downfall continuing. And here's my thing. If Dillinger beats the number one contender for the U.S. title, why don't they put him in and make it a triple threat?
Great point.
That's what I was wondering, too.
And then Dillinger could have taken the fall.
Or
Dillinger surprised everybody and win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, if Corbin loses, I mean, he could lose, but I mean, if he does lose, I feel like that's really the end for him. I think there's no going back if he loses on Sunday.
Well, but we said that was the end for him when he lost the cash-in so definitively. So, and he's been actually, moving on. He hasn't had a very good showing, but he's been moving toward the title since. So, anything can happen in a WWE pay-per-view, as Vince always said.
His music also changed. I think his music is the best it's been. They've been tweaking it and adding lyrics. I think his music's pretty good now compared to.
And let's face it, you can get out of the WWE doghouse, because, so to speak, because look at Enzo. If he truly was in the doghouse, they wouldn't be putting the spotlight on him.
Main event segment 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. So maybe Corbin can fall. I still go with AJ, but I do like Corbin, like Greg.
Well, that'll be an interesting match to see how that plays out. So next up, we have the Women's Championship match for SmackDown. We have Natalya defending against Charlotte. Now, again, this is like a trend with the build-up here, where the challengers have been booked to look very weak. On this edition of SmackDown this past week, we had Charlotte tapping out to Natalya and the Sharpshooter, which is really weird booking when you're trying to build up a challenger for a pay-per-view. It's that typical booking pattern where the person that looks weak on the go-home show wins at the pay-per-view. And I think Charlotte's going to win the title. Coming off of the Ric Flair thing, I'd like to see Natalya have a longer reign, but coming off of the Ric Flair thing, I think WWE is going to try and capitalize on that because that's what WWE does. And Charlotte's going to win the title as the feel-good moment. She's going to dedicate the win to her father, and it's going to have that nice, happy story. Virtue, we'll start with you. Your thoughts?
Yeah, exactly. Charlotte will become the I almost said Raw SmackDown Women's Champion, and let's face it. That sets up more of an intrigue with the Money in the Bank Carmella down the road. Whether it happens soon or down the road, Charlotte is a babyface, so I can just see it setting something up there. So obviously Charlotte, and she's going to win with her submission hold, the figure 8.
All right, Greg?
See, this one's a tough one for me. This is probably one of the harder matches to predict on the show. I'm going to go with Charlotte as well, with the added caveat that Carmella cashes in and wins the title.
Ooh, that's an interesting twist there. Jeff?
Once again, going last hurts me because Greg took my answer completely. Once again, he steals my title, then he steals my answer.
I didn't steal your title.
You did too. I think that we're going to get the feel-good moment, like you mentioned, with Charlotte becoming the champion. It's going to be everything's going to be pretty and everything, and then Carmella's just come in and just blindside her. I will say, though, if WWE has any sort of gray matter left in their brain, they will put Starrcade as a network special and have Charlotte win the title in that cage match.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening because they've already sold tickets in the sections where the hard cameras would usually be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much...
Because if it had been me, I would have booked it where they would Starrcade be a network special, not a pay-per-view necessarily, and have Charlotte become the new champion in Greensboro at Starrcade. It would have been a total awesome moment. But
I agree.
Having you guys said all this, I think Charlotte's going to win the championship for the first time as SmackDown champion. Carmella cashes in, and then Charlotte finally gets the title definitively at the Survivor Series.
Makes sense. I mean, if not on this show, I could definitely see Charlotte winning and then Carmella cashing in the near future. Maybe not on this particular show, but maybe on SmackDown or in a month, next month's pay-per-view.
I mean, I don't think the cash is going to, like I said, I don't think the cash is going to happen Sunday. I think they're going to let us have the feel-good moment, but then they will probably not. God, it's so hard to predict. Greg's right. It's a bitch to predict.
It is hard.
Well, and that's good though because they're making us think about the women's matches for once, not some throwaway, bogus title match, which is good. All right, definitive pick: Charlotte becomes SmackDown Women's Champion. Carmella cashes in down the line, not Sunday.
All right. Well, I'm going with Jeff, but the Virtue and Gregor are going with an immediate cash in the night of.
Well, no, I didn't say. I wasn't sure on that. That Greg can own that immediate cash in.
Okay, but we're all going with Charlotte, which. Makes me think maybe Natalya's going to win, but we'll see. We'll see.
I know, right?
All right, moving on here. We have the. I guess we'll go with the WWE title match first, since it's really the third most important match of the night, which is sad when it's the WWE title, but it is what it is. We have Jinder Mahal. Oh shit! Jinder Mahal facing Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. I have little to no interest in this match.
Wait, Aaron, no, it's for the WW Championship.
I know. What's the deal with all these guys not saying the E? It's like the WW Championship or the WWU Championship.
Because to them, it's not. Maybe it's not entertainment to them. It's wrestling.
Well,
imagine if Kozlov would have won the title. He'd be the double E champion.
Double E champion.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I do not have much to say about this match. I think the segments with Mahal making fun of Nakamura, showing his picture on the screen, I thought that just made Nakamura look like a joke. And then you had Nakamura come out 2 weeks after the segment started, finally coming out there. And then this past week on SmackDown, we had Nakamura get jumped from behind by Mahal. I would not rule out a title change, but I feel like since this is a match that's being overshadowed by the Hell in a Cell matches, it just seems like the wrong time for a title change when this match is possibly going to be a bathroom break match for some people. I really hate to say it, but I mean, if I was at this show, this would probably be my bathroom break match. But anyways, who wants to go first on this one?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Yeah, you hit it right on the pin, Aaron. This WWE Championship, the title that goes back over almost 60 years, is going to be the match. Everybody gets that P break.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's horrible. It's the worst booked WWE Championship match I've seen in a long time. There's no legitimate build. Shinsuke is a joke. Mahal's a bully, not being a star, being racist at times, which is terrible for a world champion to be, especially in 2017. And I literally do not care, so I'll just say Mahal retains just by default. Greg?
All right.
Yep. Nakamura. I'm thinking him.
Okay.
That's all I wrote.
Is he winning the title, or is he just going to win the match, though?
No, he's winning the title.
You think he's going to win the title? Okay. I'm gonna clarify that with these predictions, just whether it's a DQ or some other method. All right. So
I say Mahal retains. I didn't. Let's see. Mahal wins and retains. How about that?
Okay. Virtue.
Nakamura wins by DQ. Just when you think he's going to get the pinfall and become the champion, this match, out of all of Mahal's matches with the dirty finishes, this one will get called out on a DQ, so Nakamura wins, but Jinder keeps the title. That's what I'm going.
Very solid point. I'm actually going to agree with Virtue with my prediction. I think Nakamura will win, but it's going to be a DQ or a count out, some sort of no
definitive finish.
Definitive finish, yeah. And they'll maybe drag out the feud until Survivor Series. So I think it's going to be a DQ with Nakamura winning to further this feud like it really needs to be continued. But
we are losing daylight, just so you know, boss.
Oh, well. It is. You're still pretty light, so it is what it is.
Okay.
We'll
I'm also freaking neon skin. That's why.
All right. So only Greg is predicting a title change, and Jeff's going with Mahal to retain. Okay. So next we have the first of the two Hell in a Cell matches. We have the tag team titles, the New Day versus the Usos. I'm excited for this match. The last 2 months, Battleground and then SummerSlam. The tag team match was arguably the match of the night, both shows. And now they're going to be doing the Hell in a Cell match. This should be a really awesome match. And with the Owens-Shane match being Falls Count Anywhere, they're going to go outside the cell and do all that crazy stuff. So I think these guys will be able to have a really solid match inside the cell. And I think it'll be really good. Greg, let's start with you. Your thoughts and predictions for this one.
See, I'm really excited because this feud has been absolutely phenomenal for the last few months. These guys have chemistry like nobody else. I mean, tag team wrestling is back. If you look at both shows, the feud with Shazam, I see that look.
Greg, I agree with you. It's not back like it was, but I agree with you. Modern day, it's back.
Name a solid, definitive tag team challenger once this feud with the Usos and New Day ends on SmackDown. I will wait.
Not the Hype Brothers.
Not the Hype Bros, for sure. Shelton.
Benjamin.
They're not there yet, though.
But they can be. Jinder got pushed right away. I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, this is also true. All right.
This is SmackDown.
I didn't mean to make it look, Greg. I apologize. I'll let the champion have his say.
Exactly. That's how it should be. Now, I like the New Day. I've always liked the New Day. Okay, maybe not when they first came together as a team, but once they turned heel. I really like the New Day. I've liked the New Day for a long time, and that's why I'm picking the Usos to become the new tag team champions.
All right.
There you go.
And I'll piggyback off that. I agree. I was very shocked that New Day won the titles back, to be honest with you. I don't think they need the belts, especially at this point. Usos, remember I said I don't like their promos. I still don't, but they are doing very, very well as heels. And I think the belts on them serve a greater purpose than on the New Day. So, therefore, Usos win this Hell in a Cell match to become the champs.
Right. And I agree with that as well. They have the Usos Penitentiary. What better place to end if you once and for all than inside a cell? And the Usos will win the titles back, and maybe they'll move on to face the Hype Bros in a quick squash, and that just pushes Zach over the edge for good.
Well, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin could be next in line.
Well, no, what I'm saying is the Usos face the Hype Bros on SmackDown, this throwaway match, and the Hype Bros just completely disintegrate.
I think that's a very good idea right there.
I think it should just because that way Zach can have a reason to block you.
Yes, exactly. Unblock me, and then block me all over again.
That's right.
I mean,
exactly.
putting the tag titles on the Usos, not only could you bring in the Fashion Police to give them matches again on SmackDown, where they wouldn't win. But yeah, you can build up Benjamin and
Gable. Yep.
Yes, Gable. I was going to say Jordan. My bad. Yeah, so I like that. It is what it is.
I think it makes a lot more sense. So we're unanimous then. We're all going with the Usos
to regain. Yep.
I think New Day regained the titles in the first place because there's this report that WWE is wanting them to break the record for the most title reigns in addition to having the longest title reign. I guess WWE wants to make New Day the greatest tag team of all time. Whatever.
Who is winning this tag team in history? WWE history? Is it still Edge and Christian with 7?
I think so. It's Edge and Christian or the Hardys, one of them. I mean, Greg, you're the trivia champion.
Yeah, Greg.
I thought it was the Dudleys because they were talking about their
8 title reign. You're right. He's right. 8 time. You're right.
Well, there you go. That's why Greg is the wrestling trivia champion of the world.
For now.
So, yeah, I think Usos should win this one. So we're all going with Usos. Watch, New Day wins.
Now, right now.
For the main event of the evening, Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens. Hell in a Cell, Falls Count Anywhere. Vince Russo special here. You have a Falls Count Anywhere and a Hell in a Cell match. And they've pretty much all but guaranteed we're going to see somebody go off that cell. Kevin Owens basically said, I'm going to throw Shane McMahon off Hell in a Cell. And Shane is nuts, so Shane will probably climb up the cage anyways, despite the threats. So this is going to be a hell of a match, no doubt about it. It's going to be a spectacle. I'm assuming they're going to do something really big, some sort of major stunt. Now, as far as who wins this, initially I thought Kevin Owens was going to win, but after SmackDown, I am changing my prediction. Shane McMahon was booked to be so devastated by Owens on that show. He was beaten to a pulp by Owens, laid out with a pop-up powerbomb. And also when you take into account that Shane has lost every singles match he's been in since returning, I think Shane's going to win this one. I think Shane is going to win this Hell in a Cell match, and the internet fans might get pissed off, but I have this feeling Shane's winning. So I'm going to go with Shane unless we get a Sami Zayn heel turn and Sami helps Kevin Owens win the match. That's the only way I see Owens winning. But who wants to go first on this one?
Me.
Okay, go ahead.
This pay-per-view is for one purpose only. It is the Kevin Owens show. When you put somebody in against a McMahon, you get the spot to headbutt Vince, make him get color. Kevin Owens cannot lose this match. Now, I get what you're saying, Aaron. Shane hasn't won, but you know what? He's not a wrestler. He doesn't have to win matches. For Shane, it's about the match, the spots. Kevin Owens needs to win. We're going to get a big spot or two. It'll probably be safe. It won't be as big as everybody thinks it will, but it'll be memorable. Kevin Owens needs to win, and I personally would like Shane's family to be at ringside like they were at WrestleMania and for some interaction to go on. Again, that might be too deep, but this Hell in a Cell pay-per-view is the Kevin Owens show, period. He needs it. Top potential heel in the company. And, you know, people were blasting me on Twitter for talking about his physique. Look, I can say Kevin Owens is a fat slob, but I've never said his work rate, his wrestling is not great. It is. I like Kevin Owens. He's growing on me more and more and more. It's not always about Roman Reigns with me. And maybe the whole Jericho really made me grow on Kevin Owens grow on me because I'm a Jericho fan. But that's what this show is about. Greg.
See, I'm also a big Shane McMahon fan, and there were people again complaining about Shane O'Mac being in another match. And I've said it before on a panel video. Name a bad Shane McMahon match.
Exactly.
Undertaker until he did the spot.
Like, even his stuff in '99 with X-Pac, still good matches.
The only that was kind of cruddy was the tag match, him and Vince and Big Show against DX and Hell in a Cell. But that wasn't Shane's fault.
Even that. Like,
let's just say one-on-one match. He never really had one.
No, he didn't. Exactly, yeah.
No, but I have to go with Owens for this just because of logical booking. Of course, logical booking, WWE booking, not the same thing.
Right.
But I could see if they want to finish the pay-per-view on a big note, and maybe this is just me being crazy, pop-up powerbomb from the top of the cell, through the cell, to the ring. For the
dear God.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. That's a little too extreme. But you're going with Owens then.
I'm going with Owens.
All right, Jeff.
Yep.
The match starts. Owens walking out. Shane attacks him at the outset before they get inside the cell. That's where the Falls Count Anywhere comes into play. They bow out the whole friggin' arena. Then Shane defies Owens to throw him off by climbing up there first and goes, "Come on, throw me off. Go ahead." Owens climbs up. They battle up. Owens comes through with his promise, throws Shane off the top of the cell, brings him in the middle of the ring, and pins him.
All right. So you guys are.
I'm not saying the pin will happen right away, but Shane will fly off the top of the cell thanks to Kevin Owens. No question about it.
I agree with all of you. I think Owens should win, and he was my prediction until Tuesday. But my gut feeling is Shane's somehow going to win this match. So I'm going to be the lone wolf and go with Shane as the winner for this one. But
so you're Baron Corbin?
Better than Baron Corbin.
Oh, look at this guy!
I got more hair than Baron Corbin.
Cocky.
Not much. Not much, but a little bit.
Well, you know, Aaron, if you think about it, you could be being cocky. You could be the next wrestling trivia champion.
That is true. I mean, I'm really trying with these questions. I'm going to try to stump you guys. We all agreed that if you guys miss 10 questions, then I am the new wrestling trivia champion.
And we did agree with it, but it ain't going to happen.
But anyways,
is that Vince Russo booking?
You don't deserve to be champion.
Yeah. If we miss 10 questions together, then we will gladly forfeit the title.
All right. Well, anyways, we better wrap this up because, Jeff, your area, it's looking like WrestleMania 3 when we started.
Much like the sun is setting on the night here in Southern California, the sun is setting on Greg Cherry's reign as the wrestling trivia champion.
Ooh, that was savage, brother.
Savage.
Just remember one thing, Jeff. Even if you win the title back, you'll never be undefeated again.
This is true. I agree with that.
Yeah, Greg will forever be the one in whatever. And
9-1. The 9-1.
9-1, maybe more than 9-1. We'll see.
Not gonna happen.
But Greg will always be that one. Anyways, let's go ahead and wrap this up before it gets pitch black where Jeff is.
Yes.
Let's do the plugs. Greg, and then Virtue, and then Jeff.
You can follow me on Twitter at PA Sensation. I'd say Instagram, but I don't use it for anything. Might as well delete it for all I use it. I might be starting a pro wrestling tee store for my own merch soon, so keep a lookout for that. That's all I got.
All right, Virch.
Follow me on Twitter at NoDQ_Virtue. And remember, Kevin Owens Show, baby.
All right.
It will be the Kevin Owens Show for sure Sunday. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram @Jeff Meacham. And we will say goodnight from Southern California. Aaron?
All right, that'll wrap it up for our predictions video. Stay tuned after Hell in a Cell. We will have our review video. Not sure which version of the panel it'll be, but hopefully it'll be 4 of us on.
We'll see.
We'll give our thoughts on the show, and that'll wrap it up. We will see you guys next time.